All right, but it is what it is. It's what you make it, for real, for real. And what it do is what it done did. If you ain't changed shit, who gonna do it for you? You heard me? Listen, hey y'all, it is what it is. What it is right now. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to do some fast stuff. You know what I'm saying, real quick, cause you know I'll be getting these downloads, man, and I failed to record. Nevertheless, real quick, all right? Because I'm keying in on a lot of things. You know, a lot of people might think what I be speaking on is a response in some type of order or something. But wisdom tells me you never should now, okay? Right now. Now. Right now. Right now. Lets me know that the response should be the wisest, the most um, contemplated one, the most mid-course one. You understand? Let's just take a referee for a minute. You know, the sine wave goes like this, right? You know, like this. But it's a middle part right there. The shaman, okay, I'll get back to what I was. The shaman says this is the place where to be. Buddha said the place to be is in the middle of the sine wave, right? But see, that's still making the wave become a particle, and it fluctuates so much. But if you can ride the wave, if you understand you are the wave, if you understand in order to become a wave, you must take control of everything you do. You must control all your whole energy. You know what I'm saying? And then it will go right along with the universal energy. Even though you seem like you out of order, you're never out of order. You're just out of their order. You know, and their order, which we have now, is not order. It's out of order. It has turned order into chaos. It has took one and made many. Nevertheless, nevertheless, listen, as I too will listen, right? I was so amped up and I had a certain amount of energy to relate to you. It came so all of a sudden, like a storm, like the worst fucking storm you could ever see, just right at you. You know what I mean? Look around and it just get dark. You be like, oh, look like it don't rain. Well, it doesn't. It doesn't rain. Actually, it doesn't even storm. Shit just started lifting up and twisting. You know what I mean? Just, you know. But anyway, man, some hard shit I wanted to bring to you. It got to be some crazy shit going on the planet. But for real, man. Y'all bear with me for a second. I mean, I've been contemplating on several different things, and actually, man, you know, even though I do a lot of self-study in areas that your ass wouldn't even, you wouldn't conceive to even conceive. But and you know, a lot of times, man, as we speak about the now, I'm gonna try to guide myself into where I was, but for some reason, it's going like this. The energy has went like this. So, a lot of times when you're guiding on your journey, and we get to see a lot. I'm gonna give you an example. I sent a certain person some information through a video, right? Through videos. through a video, right? And what they came back to me and said, so you finna uh, join something and follow under something. Now, this person wasn't so wise, but they was giving me an honest question to why I showed them that. But they got why I showed them that because it was a lot of wisdom. But I neglected to know that this one was not where I am. So, you know how the commoner would say, so you gonna listen to a nigga that's talking about the sun is gonna protect you when they kill white people with, or white people is unoriginal, so you just gonna listen to that and let that guy, you know, that was an example. I give you another example. So you gonna stop eating meat because you was told that this one person said that you, because you know, man, you stupid as hell. I give you another example. So you gonna disrespect the ancestors, those who have paved the way, these spirits that groups of people acknowledge on like a daily basis, like even in offerings and altars and things. But they neglect, and we see that the ancestors is within me. I hold every cell that came before me. There is no other. Like now. There is no time. Like now. There is no time like now. A quick way to go through all the riffraff and that hoopla boo boo. All right? Real for it. Listen, you want to channel somebody? Simple. Take the spookism off of shit. We had to do that, taking the mysticism out of the Bible. Like a tree, right, is a reality. This is how you take the mythology out of what you're reading, or out of the Bible, out of the Quran. You bring it to this dimension because all exists here. So anyway, it says a tree had the knowledge of good and evil. Now we know a tree is a reality. We know knowledge of good and evil is a reality. But a tree with the knowledge of good and evil is not a reality. It is a falsehood. So that tree had to be a symbol. All right? It had to be a symbol. They will be like trees near the river, always extracting the water from the ground. They will be like trees. They will be like trees. It was a tree in this garden that had the knowledge of good and evil. So we could see through the mythology and the plane that we should accept it on God. We can't accept it no other way. So therefore we demystify the Bible. Now let's check this out. The tree had the knowledge of good and evil. So these beings ate from the tree with the knowledge of good and evil. Now, understand this. Predate this story or go before this story. Or no, let's just understand the flip-flop of this. If you see a no smoking sign, that means you might have cigarettes in your pocket and you might want to fire up, but you see a no smoking sign, so you put it out. Right? Okay. It said, this tree had the knowledge of good and evil. So that lets you know before they ate from this so-called tree, they took this knowledge from this being saying that's bad and that's good. Before that, it was no fucking difference. Am I making it up? Ask yourself. Why would I make some shit up? Let's just go with what we got, right? All right, blowing the myths and pulling the veil up to see what's happening. All right, now see. So this tree has the knowledge of good and evil. So before they ate from this tree, it could not have been no difference because he said, "Who told you you were naked?" Right? Who told you? Who gave you that knowledge? Who gave you that specific mind construct to conceive on that wave frequency? See, that is a frequency that we evidently above and beyond, or below, to below, you know. Nevertheless, so it could not have been no evil or no good. All right, it was understood that all existed for the betterment of themselves, the well-being of themselves, the expression of themselves. You know how brothers get a car and he'll deck it all out. He'll put all that on it. And the next brother would do what he wanted to do. It wouldn't look like your shit, but it would look like his shit. You know what I mean? But they get these locks, and they all look the same. Those ones who want to do what they want to do is the freedom of the spirit that they know that they ought to do what they want to do. You here, enjoy yourself. All right? You speak about love so much. Love yourself. Use your energy. It doesn't, I'm not sitting here like this, all right? But by me sitting here like this, I have to speak on this. You know, I'll be self-sufficient in a tent somewhere. I'll be self-sufficient living on the property. Let me give you an example now. See, a lot of this material shit don't matter to me. Only what I need to work with. I'm only going to get the tools I need to use in order to create what I need to create and have fun with it. Pushing no clock. Doing what I want to, wake up and move when I do. That's it. That's freedom. You know, and a lot of people that live on the street truly have freedom. I'm not going to go into that. But for real, regardless of what the fuck you think about this, you know what I mean? Regardless, you doesn't even matter. Just like they, to you, don't matter. Stop it. Nevertheless, all right. So, this energy, the good and evil. Before the good and evil, right, there was no difference. Live and let live. A brother who buys a car, he's going to fix it up. A woman who gets her first apartment or any apartment or house, she's going to decorate how she does. The brother, he's going to construct a kingdom in that motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? However he do it, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be whatever it be, it'll be whatever the fuck it be, and it'll be his and theirs. You know what I mean? So nevertheless, what I'm trying to say to you is, look at Kemet, Summer, all these little things, Nubia, Kush, all these places, right? They all work together, right? They all work together. The community of self, right? It wasn't no charge for nothing because everything was charged and working together, just like the body. You know, you live by the Nile River or the Nile Valley, the Nile Delta Valley, you made strawberry or you fished. You know what I mean? Or you live back by the woods, you made sandals. You made this. You know, if you lived over here, you made this. You know, you made that. You made cornmeal or whatever kind of meal it was, you know, to be made that was applicable to our application as avatar. Nevertheless, so when you wanted these things, you just went to the village that fished to get your fish. If you wanted sandals, you just went to the village that made sandals. It works together just like the heart of the loves, kidneys, and all that. It's called the community itself. Matter of fact, one of our wise brothers named Nakeem Akbar made a book, or wrote a book, called The Community Itself. I'm sure you have heard of it. Reference, never mind. Nevertheless, so yeah, check it. Anyway, so everything works together. Our energy was with the darkness as well as the light. Our energy was with that which was left and right. That our energies was with that which was top and bottom. Our energies was with that which was all complete. Right? Complete. Fractals. If something is fractalized, you already know it used to be complete. But now it's fractalized. It's fractured. Remember they said they fractured a complete mind into 14 pieces or some shit like that? Nevertheless, listen. So, if it's no shame if everybody is naked, you grew up, this is natural, right? How could it be rape? How could it be any ignorance going on in the nature of naturalism? Because you grow from it. Now, I'm finna twist and turn a couple avenues up in y'all heads, but for purposes that you will respect, and because we actually have no other choice. It's natural. We are out of our natural state. Will you agree? Yes, you will. You know, as so-called black men or so-called African American or so-called native, true aboriginal whatevers, right? You are out of your natural state. You are unaware when you even hear something close to the natural state. And in order to get to your natural state, you must look to the naturalist thing around you, which is nature. The naturalist thing which is around you, which is the elements, the wind, the water, right? The air, the fire. You must pay attention to these. These are the master teachers, all right? That's why they say primorthicized energy. If Jesus was primorthicized energy, then you know you are primorthicized energy. Wield your energy. But we wielding all kind of other shit. You know, big guns. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. For real, for real. People be like, nigga, you know, and you know, well, guess what? There's things that you know not, but they are in your hands. I don't want to go too pseudo on you because I'll be wrong, right? But trust in yourself. Trust in yourself. That's when guns jam. That's when guns jam, and you get to jam on it. You heard it? No one can tell you you're the one. You know, you can't even feel like you're the one if you're listening to every other one. Being like the one is like being in love. Can't nobody tell you you in love. You just know. But you don't run headlong into opposition and fucking with everybody. You stay back. You refrain from that shit. Just refrain and be you. Do what you do. Focus your energy. That's where your energy will be. That's where your energy will be concentrated at. You know, our energy or your energy or their energy is so fractal, tore up, and it's all in you, but it belongs to Wendy's. It belongs to Walmart. It belongs to IBM. And that's cool. See, they already know, or the matrix or the computer application already understands that it is no way all these people, these aliens, these fucking bots, these androids walking around here is gonna get it. It's, you remember in the Matrix, the dude said, "Have you ever stood back and looked at it?" He said, "Have you ever stood back? Stand back and look at it, y'all." I mean, for these are the ones of the world, just look at it. He said, people walking around, going on, doing what they're doing, oblivious to what the fuck the nature of the programming is. Hell of a thing what they did to that dog. And look, what is dog, right? God. Hell of a thing what they did to that God. Nevertheless, y'all, it is no, he said in Isaiah 45:43, somewhere up in there, read Isaiah, just start from 43 on, man. There is no God beside me. He said, beside me, beside, not like besides me. No, I'm talking about beside me. There is no other God beside me. You cannot serve two masters. One, because you will love one and hate the other. Now, if I know I'm a master by nature, right? I'm a master by nature because I must master myself. Now, who outside of me gonna be my master? Stop it. Stop it. Now, a lot of people could be, you know how you had to go to college? You know, and they be like 6 years for this, 4 years for that, 3 years for that. Now, one person can tell you in fucking 2 weeks. Now, that's being instructed. And that is a teacher. That's being instructed. You know, we know we don't have to go to college for something you can learn in a fucking month. Nigga, what the fuck is you talking about? If you able and willing to learn, motherfucker, go to 2-week college. Go to 6 months college instead of fucking 6 years. We ain't that goddamn goofy. So nevertheless, but understand, even if you take that as it is, no man can serve two masters. What are you doing? Understand what you're doing, understand what you're doing, and overstand what you've done. Keep it moving. You know, nevertheless, there was no right. There was no wrong. There was no right and no wrong. And Isaiah says, I create the light. I create the darkness. I, the Lord God, do all these things. There is no God beside me. There is no God beside me. Now, understand this. That's you. It's a brother. Justice is promorphosized energy, not a historical figure, but can become a historical figure through the promorphosized energy reflecting back to the plane of existence from which it came. Right? But you already know. Us as awoke so-called black folks and African Americans, Native, Aboriginal, whatever's, right? Not Native, but nevertheless, right? We don't believe in Jesus, nigga. We don't. All the knowledge said, why are you waiting for someone? You know, waiting on the mothership. You know, it's all biological. Jesus, the Christ energy, waiting on us. Jesus came back to his own house. The promorphosized energy came back to his own vessel. The house, his own vessel, himself. Now that's many different interpretations, and it's great for each and every one of them. Take what you will. Everything's free. Man. But it seems like it's going to be a posse round up to go out and hunt for niggas that talk with the freedom, you know. So all I can say is continue to talk what you feel, for real, for real. Because if you think about AI, that's when the computers took over. But the computers, you remember in X-Men Apocalypse when, I Apocalypse was fighting Xavier X, and he was like, "Wait a minute, we're still connected. We're still connected. Look, we're still connected." He said, "Thanks for letting me in." See, the Stargate opens one way, and it also opens the other way. So if you're in, if AI is going to take over, only thing you can do is upload truth and the separation from the falsehood. So AI can be a better motherfucking so-called governor because they coming from satellite and drone type technology. So I wouldn't give a damn if I'm wrong. I'm going to speak truth. And you should too. All right? And you should too. Now, once again, there was no law before Moses. Moses came to bring law to the lawless. To eat from the tree of good and evil meant there was no law. Meaning you can't do that. You can't say that. You can't take your children there. You can't grab an apple off that tree. You can't ride a bike without having it registered because it has a motor on it. You can't drive that car. You can't walk in the street. You can't stand on that property. You've been there too long. You're standing there too long. You can't stand there too long. You can't open your mouth in the library. In the library. God damn. No. Ain't that some shit? How about that? Nevertheless, y'all get it. All right. Keep it moving. Keep it doing what you're doing. Keep it growth and development. See through the bullshit, man. The only way you're going to change is to become original. You know, they said Doctor Strange, right? Doctor Strange. Doctor. Look. Doctor Strange. Truth is stranger than falsehood. Y'all be careful. Take care. Be well. For real, for real.